Carol Kirkwood spoke openly about life after divorce and said she felt braver following her separation from her husband, Jimmy Kirkwood. Back in 2008, the BBC breakfast weather presenter, who was married to Jimmy for 18 years, has since tried things out of her comfort zone. "I'm braver now. I've flown with the Red Arrows, jumped out of planes with the Red Devils," she said. "When I was younger I would never have done that because I'd have thought too dangerous. Now I think, oh, you've got to live your life." Presumably suggesting she's happier since her divorce, Carol added to Radio Times, "I found myself when I got divorced. I started to do things and to think, I'm not going to say no, I'm going to say yes." Carol, who joined the BBC as a secretary after studying commerce at an Edinburgh college. She was given presenting roles across BBC Radio after a female caller advised her to work on her speech during an awkward phone and never set out to become a meteorologist. Recalling the hilarious moment, she said, "One woman caller heard my voice and said, 'Oh, for heaven's sake, girl, speak the Queen's English.' So I slowed it down. That shook me. I thought, I need to speak more clearly." But after marrying property developer Jimmy in 1990, Carol took a break from media, before eventually ending up at the Weather Channel. When that job ended, Carol returned to the BBC and began training at the Met Office. She now has a regular slot on BBC Breakfast, reporting the weather, which involves arriving at the studio in the early hours of the morning. Her day is packed with conferences, weather discussions and reports. Sometimes she can barely spare a moment to go to the toilet. It's not far to the loo. Carol, 56, joked, "Loo breaks, like teas, are taken on the hoof. I run over between reports." In her teens, Carol loved sitting down to watch Top of the Pops and would use a tape recorder to record her favorite singer. She recently stumbled across an old tape recording which brought back a lot of memories and left her in a flood of tears. "My dad died a long time ago, but I could remember him coming in when I was recording David Cassidy and saying, 'Carol, have you to your room?' And me saying, 'Dad. SHHHH. I found the tape at home. It made me cry, hearing my dad's voice after such a long time. I asked myself, why have I kept this tape? And maybe that's the reason." Sadly, Carol's father died before he could watch her grow into a household name, but Carol insisted he would have been very proud. BBC Breakfast airs weekdays on BBC One at 6 a.m.